Hello and welcome. Today we have the honor of speaking with a visionary educationist and a seasoned leader, Dr. S.C. Vats, the founder and chairman of Vivekananda Institute of Professional Studies, with over 25 years in education sector and a diverse background spanning medicine, politics and institutional leadership. Dr. Vats has played a defining role in building one of India's most respected professional education institutions. Thank you for joining us, Dr. Vats. My first question too is that BIPS today stands as a strong brand in the landscape of private education in India. What inspired you all those years ago to step away from your successful career in medicine and public service and start an educational institution?
Yes, before starting an educational institution, you have to have a philosophy in life. And Dr. Radhakrishnan said, it's not a choice between philosophy and no philosophy. It's a choice between right philosophy and wrong philosophy. You have to have a philosophy in life. So I've been all along inspired by the philosophy of Swami Vivekananda. And his ideas have left a very deep imprint on my mind. And this education institution was started way back in 2000. Now it's completing its 25 years. We have never compromised on the ideals of Swami Vivekananda, and who stressed upon man-making, character building, nation building. And his stress has always been on character building. Today's generation lacks a lot of values, and this institution imparts values besides education. Swamiji's philosophy was to blend the Eastern wisdom with the Western science. When it was traveling and was aboard the same ship on which D.R.D. Tata was also traveling. So they exchanged a lot of ideas on education. And there Swamiji gave him the idea, he dispensed an idea to J.R.D. Tata that we should raise a center of excellence. So Indian Science Congress was conceived then. And then J.R.D. came to India and raised the center of excellence, Indian Science Congress. Today it stands testimony to Swamiji's vision of what education should be. So it has to be a center of excellence. You should have the best of science and best of wisdom on your side. It should not simply be, information, being gathered somewhere and doesn't get converted into, it doesn't get transformed into knowledge. So finally, knowledge and wisdom. Information transforming into knowledge, then knowledge transformation into wisdom. So Swamiji's vision of having the Indian Science Congress, and the Rockefeller Foundation also was established at the inspiration of Swamiji. So Swamiji's vision has all through been my source of strength and inspiration.
Great, sir. So you talked about the institution completing its 25 years this year. It's a Silver Jubilee celebrations for you. It's remarkable to see where it has reached with 7 departments, 500 plus faculty members and a strong thriving community of more than 10,500 students. The journey must not have been easy. We want to know what's your mantra to overcome all these challenges and scaling WIPS to this level.
If you keep the ideas ahead of you, your self-interest, you have to keep afloat the idea, the whole philosophy. Once you keep the ideas afloat, then no matter how much of hardship you undergo, but you stand by your ethics and your principles. We have gone through a lot of trials and tribulations, a lot of struggles through these 25 years. But one fundamental principle in my life is to see that the faculty that we recruit is not only motivated, but they are fully looked after. It's not the bricks and mortar that make an institution great. It's always the brain behind it. So if you recruit right kind of faculty, which remains motivated throughout, then the output is also equally enriching and rewarding.
Great, sir. It's fascinating aspect of WIPS is how it has evolved with times, from law to media, from management to IT, and now a strong push towards engineering and emerging areas of computer science. How do you, as a visionary founder, manage to stay attuned to these latest trends in education and employment in India?
Our Prime Minister's vision is to envision India as as a technological hub. And in the field of technology, we have the latest NVIDIA's H100 supercomputer. So when you talk about artificial intelligence, machine learning, AI data science, or VLSI, which is about design and fabrication of microchips, so semiconductors, we have set up the state-of-the-art lab. So we are catching with the times, and we are rather little ahead of times. Not many people have NVIDIA's H100 supercomputer, and the quantum lab, in keeping with the times, we imported very costly equipment from Germany, and we have the isolation table, which is absolutely stable under all conditions, so no movement at all. So
that's fantastic, sir. Another aspect is that if you compare VIPS with other peer institutions, what stands out is the fee structure is still very relatively modest. Well, unlike many other institutions which are backed by corporates, how do you maintain this balance? How have you managed this model to work so effectively and efficiently?
You manifest the divinity within, and everything will get harmoniously arranged around you. So everything comes in harmony. Once your objectives are clear, your goal is clear, your vision is clear, there should not be any blurring of the vision, no blurring. You should look clear, you should have a very clear vision of what you're going to be in the next 25 years. So there has been no dilution of values, ethics, and we've been very strong on that. So nothing deterrs us, no matter how much hardship we face and how many administrative problems and all these problems where affiliation year to year, NOC we have to obtain from the Department of Higher Education, then you get an year to year renewal of your affiliation. 25 years we have been undergoing all this hardship. But no matter, to us what matters is the end product of it. Our students will speak for themselves. Our alumni will speak for themselves.
Well, sir, you belong to a generation that has witnessed from independence to these economic reforms, and now the whole talk about global knowledge economy. VIPS was also born around the same time when the economic reforms were happening, and now with the new educational policy 2020 setting a new course, what is in your view lies ahead for the higher education in the country?
Well, I think an institution like ours, which has an outstanding record of academic excellence, they are going to be deemed to be universities. The NEP has envisaged giving them greater autonomy by conferring the deemed to be university status under distinct category. So we have already applied for that, and the letter of intent has come to the MUE, will be soon deemed to be university under distinct category. So distinct means that in the area of semiconductors and in the area of artificial intelligence, machine learning, data science, will be ahead of other institutes.
So coming back to the concept of Swami Vivekananda's learning and wisdom of amalgamating Indian traditional education system with the modern education system, one of the cornerstones of NEP 2020 is the emphasis on the Indian knowledge systems. VIPS has always been known for their progressive and professionally oriented courses. How are you integrating these Indian traditional wisdom with the modern professional education?
I started modules in knowledge system, and Professor Mahadevan from IIM Bangalore and many other people who are people of wisdom. We have held many workshops, many seminars and workshops on Indian knowledge system. Indian knowledge system is the core value of education. So I think it has been, of late that India started on imparting Indian knowledge system. We ought to have begun with the ethics first, principles first. So we have a very rich, content. We're dispensing now a little bit of it. Everywhere there's a book called Dharma, which our chairman of the School of Law and Legal Studies have come out with Dharma. So ethics, and the values that which are tried and tested values in life, we always stood by that, and we have a special section in our library on the Indian knowledge system. So all the Vedas are displayed there, all the Upanishads are there, and any rich source of of the Indian knowledge system, may that be Atharva Veda or Rig Veda, or Sam Veda, all these Vedas are available in our library, and students take special classes on that. So the psychosomatic problems are very less here. Children don't have suffer from psychosomatic disorders because they are also being given a dose of ethics and Indian knowledge system.
That's fascinating.
Yoga classes are being held here by Ayush.
Wow.
Under the aegis of Ayush. We are having regular yoga classes on the 6th floor Vivekananda Hall.
That's fascinating, sir. I want to conclude this conversation with you by stating that India is celebrating its Amrit Kal right now, and coincidentally, VIPS too is entering into a new era of growth. As the institution moves ahead into the next 25 years, what's your vision for a fully evolved VIPS?
We'll have people who will make this country a product nation rather than a consumer nation. Today, India is being perceived as a consumer market, and with the vision of our Prime Minister, Sri Narendra Modi, and even the Education Minister has laid stress on it, that we should try and have people who are hands-on with the latest technology. So in times to come, India will be self-reliant in the area of semiconductors, in the area of ethical generative AI, and in all those niche areas. Now, Vincent Hung, a person who is $3.5 trillion worth, started, he came out of NVIDIA's, GPU. Now we don't work on CPUs, we work on GPUs now. So he came up with the ideas. Now I think he's the only person who has the monopoly. But India's UPI AI and the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, they are also working on GPI, which will be much better than the NVIDIA's H supercomputer. So we are already marching ahead, and as the Prime Minister has already talked to Elon Musk and Starlink and other things, the new technology will be coming, and our boys and girls and our future generation will be hands-on with the latest technology, and India in times to come may exceed $25 trillion in 2047, the Amrit Kal. Amrit Kal is not far away.
Yes, absolutely.
The present dispensation, the present Prime Minister, we see Amrit Kal coming nearer, much before the 2047.
The centenary of our country, sir. We wish you and VIPS all the best for the coming next 25 years and the years to come. Thank you so much for sharing your journey, your thoughts and your wisdom with all of us.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. Thank you.
As India aspires to become a global knowledge powerhouse, the role of institutions like VIPS and leaders like Dr. S.C. Vats becomes all the more critical in bridging gaps, setting benchmarks and nurturing a generation ready for global challenges. This is your host Ashish Bhandari signing off for today.